Hello everyone, we're at the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. My wife and I are on a trip together, and today we're going to talk about road trips and some of the things that I learned from road trips. Next on
Papa Swag's Words of Wisdom and Encouragement.
Yep. Welcome to Papa Swag's Words of Wisdom and Encouragement. On this channel we talk about life, the challenges that come with life, and how to overcome those challenges. If that's something that's interesting to you, hit that red button and subscribe to the channel. Hello everyone, I'm here at the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. This is very significant because 2 times we've been here with our kids. Once when we just had Josh and James, and then several years ago we came with James, Joshua, and Benjamin, and we got their pictures taken, and I'm going to try to find pictures, and hopefully they'll be posting behind me here in a few minutes of the pictures we had there. And so while we're here, and just my wife and I on this trip, it just reminded me of the trips we've taken other places across the country, and it reminded me of road trips and things that my wife and I learned from road trips. And I wanted to share with you some of the wisdom that I've gained from the road trips that I've been on in my life. And hopefully you enjoy this. And we're going to go with our first point here, and right now. And thank you again for watching Papa Swag's Words of Wisdom and Encouragement. And here we go. Hello everybody. So today on Papa Swag's Words of Wisdom and Encouragement, we're going to talk a little bit about road trips. This trip here to the Great Smoky Mountains that we've been on today, on this week, reminded me of road trips that I had with my family when raising my kids and going on different places. We've been to Florida, we've been to Boston and New York and Atlanta, Georgia, just different places we've been as my kids grew up. And so this road trip reminded me. So there's 3 things that I learned on these road trips. The first thing we experienced when we would go on road trips is sometimes, back in the old days, we used to have these things called maps. And maps would tell us how to go. It was before GPS, and we would tell us where to go or how to go places. And sometimes when we would have these maps, we would get detoured or we would get lost. And so what I would tell my kids when we were growing up, that we weren't lost, we were just going on an adventure. And somehow we would experience different adventures as we were on these road trips. And so one of the times we did come with our family, like I mentioned earlier, twice we came up here with, once when we just had James and Josh, and another time with James, Josh, and Ben. We've been on road trips. The first time we lived in Maryland, and we went from Maryland to Smoky Mountains. The second time we were in Ohio, and we came up with my mom and my wife's mom and our kids. And so the road trips. And so the first thing I want you to think about is on road trips, sometimes we've gotten lost, and that's what we would call an adventure. And so the first thing we talked about is that when we would go get lost, we would create an adventure. The second thing, my wife and I were a little unusual in this, is we would stop and smell the roses. What I mean by that, a lot of times when we were on road trips, we would just stop. If we saw something interesting, we would go and stop. If we saw the world's largest chair, we would stop. One time we were driving up Interstate 71, we saw Grandpa's Cheese Barn, so we went ahead and stopped there. We saw a museum that we wanted to stop at. We would just go ahead and stop, or a historical site, or a beautiful overlook. One of our favorite places that we like to stop is if you go into Western Maryland, there's a place just before you get where Interstate 68 meets Interstate 70. There's a rest area, and you can get a beautiful view of the mountains of Western Maryland there. It's a wonderful place, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. There's something beautiful to look at, something interesting, something historical, and you didn't plan on doing it, and you just happen to drive by. You never know when you're going to get back in that spot. That's something my wife and I experienced, is that we would go on road trips. We would stop and smell the roses. We weren't never in a hurry to get from point A to point B. If we found something interesting, stop. And so I want to encourage you, if you're on a road trip and you see something you've never seen before, you never know when you're going to get back there. So I would encourage you to do that. Third thing, one of the things that I really love about road trips, and my wife and I are doing it this week as well, is that you're making memories, things that your family will remember. My kids will remember the different trips we went on. We've been to Disney World, we've been on the Freedom Trail in Boston, we've been to the Smoky Mountains, we've been to Atlanta, Georgia, we went to the Coca-Cola Museum there. These are memories that are created by these road trips, these trips that we've been on. We have pictures of the memories. So when you're going on a trip, not only is it interesting, you learn things about history, about nature, about life, but you also create memories for you and your family. So I want to encourage you. So there's 3 things I want you to know when you go on a road trip, and this, like I said, this trip this week reminded me of our family trips, because like I said earlier, this is the first time it's been my wife and I up here in the Smoky Mountains by ourselves. There's three things I want you to think about a road trip. If you're on a trip and you get lost, it's just an adventure. You're learning new places to go. The second thing is stop and smell the roses. If you've never been in that spot before, you never know when you're going to get back. So instead of trying to get from point A and point B and be in such a rush, stop and enjoy the sight. Learn something new. The third thing that I wanted to talk to you about road trip, just remember you're making memories. Right now, like I said earlier, my wife and I are on this trip by ourselves, and we are remembering some of the things that we did with our kids that if we would have never done those, took in those trips, we wouldn't have ever experienced. So it's something that comes up in our conversations. So we want you to know about that. And so we want to thank you. I want to thank you for watching Papa Swag's Words of Wisdom and Encouragement. We want to thank you for watching. We want to welcome all our new subscribers to the channel that we've had in the last few weeks. If you haven't, on this channel, again, like I said earlier, we talk about life, the challenges that come with life, and how to overcome those challenges. If what you saw today, and if you enjoyed today's video, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and smash that like button. And just remember, I'm on different social medias. I'm at Papa Swag TV on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me there, or you can go to my Facebook page and like me at Papa Swag TV. And remember, be encouraged. You are created to do great things, and I'm here cheering you on. Till the next video, have a great week. And like I said earlier, this is the first time my wife and I have been up in the Smoky Mountains by ourselves. And so the first thing, if you're on a road trip and you get lost, are you paying attention?
No, there was a bug in my ear and I got it out.
All right.
So you got that on camera.
I'll edit it.
Okay.
There's a bunch of cars coming, so hold on.
I don't know if that was a tick or what it was, but we gotta get moving, John.
All right, I'm trying to. The cars will stop coming. All right, so I want to stop. I don't think.
There we go.
All right. Stop. And then we'll stop. Wow, there's a lot of motorcycles in the Smoky Mountains. Are you ready?
That's on.
That's good. Wow, there's a lot of motorcycles in the Smoky Mountains, so I keep having to stop to do that.